First of all, I'd like to thank Megan Walker and Mohawk Racetrack, Standardbred Canada, and Ontario Racing for giving us all this opportunity to showcase our group stables and to provide you with some of the different opportunities that people have to become involved in racehorse ownership. Mark stole my thunder a little bit because I wanted to introduce Sean Stacy over there, who's the 2IC in the Mark Stacy stable, and will be representing his dad tonight. Mark is out looking at yearlings all over North America. And congratulations to Sean, who just got back from Delaware, where he finished third in the Jugette. I'm sure some of you know that. And if I have any questions that are related to training, I'll defer to Sean. I'd also like to thank my wife for being here tonight. She's my techie, and if it wasn't for her, we wouldn't see that. Karen is her name. The landmark model was created in 2005 when Mark Stacy was selected by the SBOA as their trainer for the new owners mentorship program. That created a group of 10 new owners who enjoyed the thrill of owning a filly trotter named Almar Surprise. When that group ended, several members of the group asked if we could somehow continue. So Mark came to me. Mark and I have been long-time friends, and asked if I would be interested in organizing the new group. So we created a new group offering shares for $5,000, and 17 people joined. We later held a contest to name the stable, and it came up with Landmark because Mark's stable is located in Lansdowne, and the mark is sort of obvious. Every year since, the 10 years since, there has been a new Landmark group formed, and we are in the process of forming the 11th, which will be called Landmark 11. And it is the stable that you could join tonight or in the next few weeks if you're interested. In Landmark 7, we thought that more people might enjoy participating in Landmark if we lowered the price. So in that stable, in Landmark stable, we lowered the price from $5,000 to $2,000. And we were right. Many more people joined. For the last 3 years, Landmark 8, Landmark 9, and Landmark 10, there have been over 100 shares owned by 40 to 50 people. Landmark is unique in several ways. First of all, the shareholders never receive a bill after their initial investment. At least for the first 12 months. Approximately half the money we collect in shares is retained, and we pay all the expenses for the first 12 months, including all training, vet bills, state payments, every bill you can imagine for that first 12 months. Money earned by the horses as 2-year-olds is retained to pay 3-year-old expenses. Only if the 2-year-olds make no money would shareholders have to pay more money. In the 10-year history of Landmark, that has never happened. Secondly, Landmark never owns 100% of a horse. Every year, Mark purchases X number of yearlings at the various yearling sales, and then he and I decide which ones are suitable for Landmark and what percentage of each should go for Landmark. And when we partner share with other of his owners. Landmark is then invoiced for only the agreed upon percentage of the horse designated for Landmark. Over the years, it has become apparent that shareholders would much rather own 25% of 4 or 5 horses rather than 75 or 100% of 1 or 2 horses. Landmarkers love to see their horses racing, and the more horses we have, the more races the shareholders can watch. Thirdly, it has evolved over the years that Landmark has focused on Ontario breds. We are very careful, however, not to say that we will buy only Ontario breds because you never know what might happen at the yearling sales. It's very easy to get outbid on your number 1 pick. But certainly we try to buy mainly Ontario breds. A fourth point, we used to say that we would sell all the Landmark horses at their end of their 3-year-old season and disperse the stable. But we have two important amendments to that policy. Number one, we now sell a landmark horse if we declare it to be, my favorite word, an underachiever. Instead of waiting till its end of its 3-year-old season, we will get rid of it sooner. A second change we made, if a landmark horse is racing well and making a profit, we will keep it into its 4-year-old season so that we can enjoy their racing careers beyond 3. A few words about risk and rewards. I don't want to sound negative, but please understand a couple of very important points. One, it is difficult to buy high-end achievers in this industry. It is very easy to buy yearlings that will be underachievers. When we are buying a yearling at auction, we study the pedigree like you wouldn't believe, watch videos, examine their body and their conformation, but we cannot see their brain and we cannot see their heart. If you think your investment in landmark shares will make you rich, please reconsider. Over the years, we have had many horses make it to the races and provide many visits to the winner's circle. But in the end, Landmark was only able to return a percentage of initial investments. However, on a more positive note, there's my true friend Harper Blue Chip. He was owned 25% by Landmark 6. He is a very exciting colt trotter who won the OSS Gold, took a whole busload of us to the Hamiltonian, where he paid $37.50 to show, and won the O'Brien Award for the best 3-year-old colt trotter in Canada. That was a pretty exciting year for Landmark. Landmark 6 shareholders got back $8,650 for each $5,000 share. There are many reasons to become involved in Landmark stables. For example, Landmark shareholders are welcome anytime at both of Mark's stables. His home base is in Lansdowne, Ontario, where all the yearlings are broke and trained down, and all his racehorses are located here at First Line Training Center just north of Mohawk. At both stables, does that mean my time's up? Goodbye. At both stables, you can get up close and personal to your horses and watch them go through their daily training routines. I think you will be impressed with Mark's very professional staff and the care they give their horses. Number 2, you will be subjected to a myriad of emails from me telling you exactly what is going on. I give you instant news when we buy a horse for the stable. I give you training reports, health reports almost weekly, and when the horses commence their racing, you will know when and where they are racing. I see some Landmark people in the room, so they're nodding their heads. Landmark also provides annual financial reports for tax purposes, as well as occasional financial updates throughout the year. Number 3, when you come to the races, you will meet up with other Landmark members, and just like Karen and I, make many new friends with a common interest. I remember so well in the winner's circle when Harper Blue Chip won the Ontario Gold, there were over 50 people in the win photo. So how can I rationalize spending $2,000 to own racehorses? Myself, first of all, I consider horse racing my entertainment and not necessarily my investment. I know that over a 2-year period, I could easily spend the same amount of money or much more on other forms of entertainment, such as a vacation or putting gas in a pleasure boat or buying an expensive golf membership. So it's not hard for me to spend $2,000 on my entertainment for 2 years, meet new friends, and maybe get some cash back. I thought an appropriate way to finish off would be to give you some quotes from people that have been in Landmark. And these are actual quotes. I like them all. Maybe I won't read them all. Harry Pope, my experience with Landmark has been excellent. Shareholders are very well informed, and I'm enthusiastic to have multiple horses racing each year. So what that means is if you join Landmark and then you join the next Landmark, you always have several horses racing. So if you're interested, please see me or send me an email. The information is in your brochure. Sean and I will be here for a while. If you have any questions, even after the seminar is over, we'd love to talk to you. Thank you again to the people who organized this event, and thank you all for attending, and I look forward to talking with you.